Yeah, yeah, we making moves. Yeah, we making moves. Yeah, we making moves. Yeah, we making moves. Yeah, we making moves.
Welcome to another episode of the greatest podcast in the world, the Making Moves Godcast. And we are so excited, grateful, and blessed today to have another amazing guest.
Yes, indeed.
When we came with this idea of creating this podcast, there were a few things we had in mind that we wanted to do, and there were a few people we had in mind that exemplify the idea of what this podcast is about. Our next guest is one of those people. Really, the idea, the definition of making moves.
Amen to that.
But also a really great friend. Family even. Someone who has seen us from the
Day
infant
one
stages of our journey and is now still along for the ride. So we appreciate this person so very much. We are so grateful to have her in the building. Everyone give it up for Tiffany Castillo.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to have you write my intros some more often.
Yeah, no, listen, no lie. Like when I think about the idea of what this podcast means, you are like one of those people, like the epitome of it. One, you are able to speak from a place that is that you can tell our story, like honestly, and
Yes.
I mean, everything we've been through, what we, our journey, but also you yourself are like a hustler. You make moves, like, and not only in the business sense, like physically, literally, like I call you, and we do this a lot with each other.
Yeah.
We call each other and be like, hey, are you in town? Because we might not be in town. I mean, you may be on the other side of the world, in another state, in another country. So like when we think about making moves, you are like the making mover.
The making moves.
The making mover. I love that.
Right. So we appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a great way to start off the year. And I'm just like, when I saw you guys, I was so excited. I was like, first off, I don't need an excuse to see you, but what an excuse to see you. And, and like to be around greatness, like that's a big deal. And we were talking about that before we come in. It's like the people you surround yourself by and identify with. And I'm just blessed to identify myself with you guys throughout my journey in my life, and the same vice versa. And it's just a blessing. And it doesn't matter how long time has passed or what country you're in. You need me, I'm there. And I know it's vice versa.
Right.
Day one. Day one. So.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. So what have you been up to? Because like you just mentioned, we haven't seen each other in a while. There's a lot of stuff been going on both ends.
Before we get into that,
go
though,
ahead.
I would like to have the story of how we met.
Yes, it's a great story.
That's a great way to start.
It's a great way to start. I don't think people know that.
Sometimes I forget too. It's been so long.
Yeah.
You would have to break it down because my memory is shot.
Same.
So, okay, so I remember I had a friend throughout my childhood, and I was always a dancer. You guys know that. I was a dancer. I was a competitive dancer, and at 15 years old, I was pretty much like, bleep this, like, fuck this. Like, I don't want to, it was a lot of drama in competitive dancing. Like, and a lot of people didn't like me or maybe agree with me because I have a very strong personality, which we know. And I was born to lead, and I'm not saying that in an egotistical way. I know my abilities, and I wanted to set that out, and my dance teacher had given me those opportunities. But a lot of people didn't agree with that because I was 15 years old.
Right, yeah.
So I was just like, okay, well, I'm leaving. And that's when I left and I opened my company at 15 years old.
15 years old.
I had just turned 16 that April. My first company was called Tease Enterprise, and people were like, why Tease? It's like secular. And I was like, no. I was like, everybody that works for me right now starts with the letter T.
Yes.
There was 2 Taylors. There was a Tiffany.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I remember.
So yeah, that like blew up overnight. It's funny. I'll give you guys the flyers I found. Like some of my first gigs I ever had, you know, remember I'm 15, 16 years old. We were performing at 18 and over clubs. We were performing at 19 and it was teen nights, 18 and over clubs, 21 and over clubs, from like Silk to Novell to Ice back in the day, Bianco's, Molly Bloom's, Dublin, like.
Yeah, you bringing us back with these names.
Yes, and my whole thing was I came to the promoters because I was a club promoter back in the day. And I was like, you know, listen, like you're gonna give me a shot at this because I'm not just gonna provide dancers for you. I'm gonna provide an experience. And I did, and that grew. And then I met Peter Leo as I was still 16, turning 17 years old. And that show, that summer, I was going into my senior year. Geez, we had to have done well over 50, 60 shows.
Yeah, it's nice.
We were performing every night, whether it was in the Hamptons, in New York City, Philadelphia. And I remember my mom drove me to every single one of my shows and with the dancers in the back, sometimes the rapper in the car, you know what I mean? Pile in the minivan, and like we would open up for Kevin Little. We would open up for like all these big people, and literally, you know, Mama C's driving us around, like getting us ready, doing our t-shirts. And we actually finished a show with Kevin Little in the city. In the Hamptons, and we were coming back, and we got an opportunity to perform at a bar in Lindenhurst. I think it was Lindenhurst or Amityville.
That sounds familiar.
One of the two. And Peter knew you guys, and he was like, you have to meet them. They're amazing. Like, they're outstanding. They're really good people. And I was like, of course. So we met, and we were around the same age, me and you, Jules. So we automatically hit it off. Where I was like, okay. And then, I think it was Melee that just like turned around and was like, hey, like, do you want to dance with us? And I was like, sure. I was like, give me like 10 minutes. And I like choreographed like a little section of the chorus of the song. And we went up on stage, like killed it. I had them like all freestyle. And you're like, you just like put together a whole show in less than 10 minutes and you never listen to my music. You don't know me. And I was like, hi, I'm Tiffany. Nice to meet you. I'm crazy.
That was amazing.
And that's how we became friends. And that's how like the history started. And we didn't really leave each other ever since that day.
No. Yep.
Yeah, that was 16 years ago. About 16 years ago.
Yeah.
I would think more, no?
Maybe.
No, because it depends on our age. You said if we were 16.
If we were like 16, 17, 33 now, you know? It feels like forever. God, we were babies. We'll input the photos. We were babies. But yeah, I mean, that's how we met, and we kind of, that was it. The rest was history. It was like from everything from preparing you guys to go to Xfactor, to when you came home from Xfactor, to the switch of your careers, to both of you going to solo artists, to both of you getting back together, to becoming Lyric ONE4FIVE. I mean, we went through all aspects, and we just did it. Like, it didn't matter.
I mean, when we met you, I felt like we've already like had our performance, you know, together, but you really elevated the idea of ONE4FIVE and the performance aspect, because at that time nobody was doing that. No one had dancers, except for Peter Leo. You really
Brentwood legend, by the way.
You really introduced that into the performance world. You were the first. Like, we're talking about pre-internet and pre-YouTube and on all these things.
And at that time, like, if you think about it, everybody that was doing it were these major labels and like major agencies.
Right. Yes.
And that's what I believe that a lot of my success was built on, and I talk about that a lot, is I made myself accessible to everybody. Like, I was growing my business. It was like, if you had a little budget, if you had no budget, if you had a huge budget, you know, at the same time that I've performed for, you know, like Peter Leo, and like I've performed for hundreds of artists here on Long Island of all different types of budgets. At the same time that I performed and choreographed for big time artists. My work's been on Madison Square Garden to Barclay. You know, but that was like the keys that I made myself accessible.
Yes.
And
you never asked for anything, too. You would work with the artist because this is something that you truly believed in. Yeah. You know?
I'm a big believer in that. Like, not every project was for me. You know, there was, and that's just, let's be honest as creatives, there's jobs that are paychecks, right? And then there's jobs that...
Passion.
Yeah. And listen, even the paycheck jobs are still passion, but it's not like it's your own. And there was like, you guys were one of those people, like, when I started with Peter, like, we didn't stop for years. Why? Because I saw the vision that he was trying to embody and share with the world, and like, it's a shame he doesn't still do music, because he wasn't still a legend and icon. And he actually, people may think it's biased to say, but Peter Leo, I think, really kind of paved the way for Long Island, like independent Long Island musicians. And hear me out. We come from, in Long Island, like, people don't know this either. I know you guys know this. Like, we have some of the biggest hip hop stars ever bred from Long Island. Wine Dance, Islip. Like, people don't realize that. Brentwood. Like, you can go to the grocery store and see Eric Sermon. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then even talk about beyond music. Like, you've got Johnny Nunez. Like, one of the most famous photographers in the world for the celebrities. There's so many people that are Long Island bred, but Peter, like, I felt like, and this includes you, this is why I'm talking about it. It's like, you guys kind of paved the way for, like, Long Island music. Like, it just wasn't like, oh, these people got lucky. No, like, we're in the entertainment hub, the entertainment gateway. And when people say that, like, LA is a gatekeeper, it's like, no, I'm a big believer that Long Island is, like, where the gates kind of stand, and it's how they facilitate business moving forward is where their success lies. It's not in your talent. It's not in your creativity. It's really in your business mindset. And you guys understood that. You did understand that. We've reformulated, just like I reformulated my business 100 times. And there's nothing wrong with that. But people, I think that that's a lot of knowledge that should be shared in the industry. It's something I've always been passionate about doing. I just haven't been able to touch in more, but understanding the business of being a creative, because it is a whole other ballgame.
And that's really important, and that's so true, because we caught on to that very early, that it's more than just like a game, or it's just more than just art. It is a business side to it. And because we were doing performances, wearing suits, having dancers, doing pop music when everybody else was just doing boom bap, hardcore, hip hop stuff. And we were like, listen, like, we trying to take it a little, we do hip hop, we do all of that stuff if we need to, but we're trying to go further than that. We're trying to be, we're trying to be international. We're trying to be, like, really go out in a broader spectrum. And that's in part is the majority, the reason why we were so successful. Like,
100%.
We were like, yo, we don't want to just stay local. We want to play international.
A huge part in that, because what you provided for us made us completely separate ourselves.
And I appreciate you guys
from everyone.
I'll tell you that you guys taught me something at a young age, and I give you both, like, all the credit. And I'll never forget it. We were in your basement. We were sitting down. We were on the black velvet couch, and I said to you, why, like, I forget exactly what was happening, but you were making music that you didn't really want to make. Both of you were talking about that. It sounded great, and you're like, it's a new wave of music, but it wasn't on brand for you guys. And you actually, it was you, Melee, and you, like, Jules, like, you jumped in on it. It was like, you're in a seller's market if you're a creative. Like, you have to realize that your creativity and what you make can only get you so far, because you need to make what's in demand. And you need to make them fall in love with you. And once they fall in love with you, then you can retract and show them who the real you are. How many times do you see artists come out and they make a song that's, like, very mainstream and everybody likes it, and then they start going back into their catalogs. And then they're like, oh shit, that happened to Drake. Oh shit, look at what happened in 2007. Look what happened in 2003. I love that 2003. Like, and that's what, like, that brings up the streams. And you guys taught me that. And, coming now, doing artist management and artist development, I've learned that, like, not everything is meant, you're like, it's a sad thing, but it's the truth, because this is a job.
It's the entertainment.
That's what I'm saying. It's the entertainment industry, and I don't care if I get heat for this, but it's a business. And if you don't understand what you're not putting out is not grabbing people near, it doesn't mean that you failed. You just have to learn the industry. Like, you have to learn what a curator is. What is a curator's job? What is a radio charting? What does radio charts do? How does that pertain to your streams? How does it pertain to your music sales? Like, if you're not following these things and backtracking, and listen, there's a lot of great people to do it. Wu-Tang, never sold themselves out. Chris Webby, never. They, independently stayed their own. Strange Music, Jerry Robinson.
Yeah, Jerry Robinson.
These people really like stay true to themselves, but I don't think people understand how hard it is to get
like
that
1
following.
million type of.
Yeah. And it's not based on your creativity. It's not based on chance. It's strategically done, you know? But you guys saw me that at a young age, and I think that helped me push a lot of success in the people that I worked with, like today, including my own, you know?
Right. It's beautiful. Yeah, we have definitely been in that place, in that space for a long time, and I think we've just always wanted to. I don't know really, I can't pinpoint where or why that is, but we just always wanted to be different. We just always wanted to be different, and I think that pushed us to like stand out, get outside of that box, and do different things, and create in a way that connected to a broader audience. And
an experience, just the experience of doing bar mitzvahs and getting the money at such a young age.
Right.
You learn, okay, this is what the people want, and this is how we're in the entertainment business.
Did you watch Simon Cowell's new Netflix show?
No, I didn't. What is it called?
It's called The Next Band.
The Next Band.
It is so good.
Okay.
And it was funny because I've heard all the stories of you guys working with Simon Cowell and like that whole process, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of like hate in my heart towards him for like what he did to you guys. And then I watched it, and then I was like, wait, I fully understand where because he made the greatest people, the greatest performers in the world.
He has something.
And his decision on saying, I'm sorry, it's not your time, doesn't mean it's not your time ever.
Right.
It just means in that season, or what he's trying to build, or just with him.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to watch it. It's so good, and it actually healed that part of me.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of hate towards him since Xfactor.
To be honest, like, we never felt some ill way towards Simon.
No, I know you didn't,
because
but people like me,
I understand what you're saying fully, though. I felt more like that towards L.A. Reid. But him, like, you said something very important just now, like, just not for him at that time. I think that's what we were dealing with Simon. He did not know what to do with a hip hop group.
No, and that sound wasn't cultivated yet.
Yes.
Do you remember me hearing that music for the first time?
Yeah.
I had like I think I started crying. I had like an outer body experience.
Yes,
I think I had like an orgasm. Like, there was a lot of things that happened at once.
Orgasm?
No, it was a lot. I was like, what is this? And do you know that I played that song? I would be like, every 2 weeks I would hit up Melee, or you would be like, she was like, can you send me that song? I'd be like, what do you need for it? I'm just at a party, I want to play it. Like, I single-handedly had that song in rotation in every party you could think of.
And like you said, I'm glad you said that, because you did understand that that was something new at that time.
Yeah.
That now we hear frequently, like that mixture of hip hop and pop, kind of like K-pop. We was really
should have come back out.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
and you had a bunch of dancers. We have a clip of that. Like, oh man, it was like, it was a lot of dances.
What are you talking about? For what?
Dancing the Bang Bang Bang.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Doing the choreography that you did for that, it was amazing.
I'm loving what you do when you moving your body. I don't mean to be rude, but I wanna get known. So how about me and you get together and just bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang,
That song was supposed to lead our second China tour. That was going to be like the song for the second China tour.
No, I remember. But,
not too late.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not. And everything happens for a reason. It's like we're older, we're smarter.
Yes, indeed.
We're wiser. A lot of it, you guys have never been egotistical, but we all in this industry have a little ego front up.
It's almost necessary.
It's necessary, yeah. And it's just like, you know, I finally I dropped that. I've seen a change in all of us, and it's like a sense of maturity and your creativity. So it's like, I hate when people say this is the year. No, every year is the year.
Yeah, every year.
When you look back on it, I don't care how horrible your year was, there was something always to smile about, and there was always some type of growth. But I believe that there was a transformation that that happened. It's like 2025 is like a final. It's almost like a final number. It's like it's a halfway mark.
Right.
So it's like you worked so hard for your halfway mark, and now it all pays off.
Right.
Yes.
In the years moving forward, you learned, you put your dues in, you got in what you had to do, you did your preparation, you went through your trial course.
The year of the horse.
Yeah, exactly. And just it's all different now.
And while I was in church, they were speaking about the year of the horse, and what I can remember, I don't remember all details, but he was saying the year of the horse is equivalent to the year of harvest.
Yes.
So all those seeds we've been planting is finally going to be harvest, and the year of the horse is a representation of that. It symbolizes that. So when you kept saying that, I'm like, yeah, it's the year of the horse. We're going to go. We're going to just go. We're
going to go. And remember I said to you, I was like, horses run in packs, but they're never relying on one another. And that's a huge thing, is the right people around you will want you to grow. They'll want, you want to be, you always want to be the last person at your table or an equivalent. And if you're an equivalent, that means that you have to get up and go somewhere else, Not that you have to tell anyone bad things or anything, but you always want to, I one time had this conversation with Jay, we were talking, we were somewhere, and I was like, I love the fact that we're not here surrounded by paparazzi. I love that people are looking at us who are these people? That is the best feeling in the world. This is the feeling I want to chase. Because when you're comfortable being the most important person in the room, you'll never grow.
You'll never grow.
Right.
You'll never grow. You want to make sure, I want people looking at me like, who the hell is that?
Right.
Or great.
Right.
That means I did my job today.
There's more room to grow.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You should get to know me. Sit down, That's what it's all about.
Yeah, you are definitely one of those people that is you really are, you know how to connect with people. And I've always appreciated that about you. You can walk into any room and be and by the end of whatever situation's going on, everybody has your card, everybody knows your name. I remember one time we went, I think it was your birthday, we went to this club, and then you were like, Mr. Mealy's here, da-da-da.
Oh my God, so funny.
And she did it. She did. We walked into this club. It was a packed day party.
Day party. It was like a rooftop. They gave us free bottles, free
bottles,
food.
Table, VIP table. I'm like, yo.
I walked up to him. I was like, I said to the promoter, because I know, I think I was texting him, or I called him. I was like, do you know who this is? And he was like, what? No. I was like, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, don't even embarrass me right now. I was like, this is Melee from Xfactor. And he was like, I didn't watch the season. I was like, they lost to Fifth Harmony. I was like, I don't know what is wrong with you, but you need to hurry it up. I was like, if we're not sat, food. He goes, what do you want to drink? What do you want to drink? I'm like, we'll take 2 bottles of champagne and 2 bottles of vodka. He's like, no problem.
Wow.
And I think your cousin threw up in the bush and walked out and slapped the tip down. And I was like, we out.
Yeah, that was a crazy night. She was just like, yo, wait right here. And you know what I mean? It's one of those situations. I'm just standing there, my glasses on. She was like, I see you over there. I'm like, what is Tiff doing right now?
That was a day that I
come with me. We got VIP. I'm like, yo, Tiff is crazy.
That was the day I found out I was good at being a music manager.
You had it before that. It was just you were able to put it to the test, and I'm like, yo, Tiff is the boss, man. Tiff is gonna make moves. So.
That's funny. It was a good story. That was all good.
Where would you say you got all that hustle mentality from? Where has that? When and who do you think you got that from, or who were you inspired from that?
Yeah, because you said 15, you started to see things different like that. 15, I was still picking my nose.
So my mom was a single mom, and I had some really unfortunate things happen to me and my family when we were younger. And, we lost our home, we lost everything. but I never let anybody know that. I had a very big ego. Like, I never really like to, unless you're my friend, I don't like you to know that I'm going through anything because it's not your business. And I never wanted to hinder me in the way that people perceive me. And that was something that I guess I got as a young kid, you know, my mom always being a single mom and working so hard. And, you know, and then when that happened, I was just like, yeah, like, fuck this. Like, I'm not going to just settle and like figure it out. I'm not going to teach at a dance studio. Like, I knew what I wanted to do when I was a kid. Like, when I was a little kid, to be like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a choreographer. I was like, I'm going to go to the VMAs. I was like, I'm going to have my company, whether it's my dancers or artists, are going to perform at the VMAs. Like, everything in my career that I've done, I knew that I was doing since I was a little kid. Like, when they used to ask, what are your dreams and aspirations? Like, that was it. At 13 years old, I made my mom buy me a dress from Estelle's and said, I'm going to wear that to the VMAs one day. Now, my boobs grew much bigger since then, so they never fit in the dress, but I still have the dress at home. And I've been to the VMAs three times since then.
Yeah.
But so, like, that's where it all started. And this is a good complex question because I think that gave me the hunger. And I just was like, I'm going to live out my dreams. Like, no one's going to stop me. Like, I don't care if I don't have a home to live in. I don't care. Like, whatever it is, like, I'm going to do it. And if I have to fake it, if I have to, like, I've always been a God intentful person, but it was like, if you get in my way, like, I'll fucking kill you. Like, and I've always been that way. Like, I've always if you get in my way, like, that, I think is my only downfall, but it was always out of love. But it was like, get out of my fucking way because
it'll take a lot for you to get there.
Oh, it takes a lot for me to get there. And
I've never seen you really.
Yeah, really.
But yeah.
I think you've seen it once. Rest in peace, Michael Biddleman. But
oh yeah,
Michael.
You're right.
Rest
But
in
it's just
peace.
like you know, it's just that's where like it happened. And then, you know, I had so much success at a young age, and then I was in a relationship at a young age, and unfortunately the relationship I was in, he didn't want me to do any of this. You know, he was just like, I don't want you around rappers. I don't want you dancing. I don't want you to have your phone number. I don't want people calling you, asking you for things in the middle of the night. And I was like,
fuck.
And because you know, I didn't have a dad at a young age. You know, me and my dad fixed our relationship since then. But when I had a little daddy issue. So it was just like, all right, I'm gonna stay in this relationship. And as time went on, I realized how unhappy I was. And I think that one day that I snapped and realized, like, fuck this. And there's like, when I want people to realize that, like, you will have that feeling, whatever you're stuck in, you feel like you're stuck in, only you can get yourself out. And you have to reach a point where you cannot look back.
Right.
And that's what happened. Like, I literally just was like, fuck this, we're done. And I started to slowly build myself up. I was performing with like Jenna Rose, and like there was a lot of people. I've got hundreds of artists that I was working with at the time. But what really did it for me was, this is a real story, and it's something that I owe my grandmother to. When my grandmother died, I always, you know, was successful in my own right, but what was that, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago? I'm trying to think. But when my grandmother died, you know, I had my ex like stopped me from going to all these people. So I stopped reaching out. I stopped, you know, I wasn't in contact with anyone anymore. And I went to one of my performances. I was actually late to one of my performances that my brother was dancing in for Jenna Rose in Farmingdale, because I was doing my grandmother's hair and makeup on her deceased body, which I promised her. So I showed up late, and my family was like, the show's over. And I was like, okay. They're like, we're going to go home and prepare for the funeral tomorrow. And everyone kept saying, like, why are you working through the funeral? I'm like, because this is what we do. Like, if you're not living out your passion and purpose, and what is it for? And I remember being in the bar by myself, and I asked my mom to leave me there. And I sat there, and I had, I think I had 2 scotches by myself. And I walked outside. It wasn't sad. I walked outside, and I heard this voice. And it's funny because I thought about this person so much, and I couldn't remember their name. And I guess it was just like, you know, I blocked out that part of my life from my ex. Do you get what I'm saying? And I turned around, and I was like, Dennis Gratton? And he's like, Tiffany Castillo. And I was like, holy shit. Now, Dennis, I was supposed to move to LA with Peter Leo. When I was 17 and 18 years old. We were supposed to work for Universal Records. My whole life was going to change. And that fell through. So I was like, Dennis, oh my God. And he was like, what are you doing tomorrow? And I was like, I'm burying my grandma, but I can come see you after I'm burying my grandma. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, yes. Like, and I went home and I remember like being like, this is a gift from my grandmother, because my grandmother always wanted me to succeed.
Yeah.
And I really do believe that, like, that's like at that moment, like everything changed. Dennis had me perform not even 3 days later at the Penny Savior Amphitheater, opening up for Sean Paul and like some of the biggest artists. It was mega jam.
Wow.
I met Jerry Robinson for the first time. I put together a show at 8 or 9 dancers in less than 3 days, less than 48 hours, in the midst of burying my grandmother and dealing with all this stuff. Put it together, got it done on stage, performed at one of the bigger venues that I've ever performed in my career. Got that done, and I was like, once I got a taste of that, I was like, yeah, no, it's not good. I'm not stopping.
Yeah, stopping. Yeah.
I'm not, like, that was it. Like, that was my pinnacle moment. And it's Dennis Gratton, Jerry Robinson, like, those are the people besides you guys that like came into the second part of my life that like believed in me and instilled like this like drive, like this undeniable drive. And it was like anything that I wanted, like I was gonna get. And I know that sounds like crazy to say, but like in world, like God gave you the opportunity to do everything and anything that you want to do. You have free will. Today in church, they were saying that, do you know that all of this is God's? And you're the heir and the heiress of what God is giving you. So if you don't own that and take advantage of that, you're disobeying God.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, once I learned that and it snapped, like, that was it. Like, Jerry introduced me to Justina Valentine. Like, I've been blessed to work with Justina Valentine for, God, how many years? You know what I mean? From being on our management team to creative director to director of a TV show that we sold to Kevin Hart to producing movies, like, sold to Paramount. Like, it all just kind of, like, it all pieced together. And, you know, so that's like kind of what happened. I always had instilled in me as a kid, and I always knew what I wanted to do. But when I went through that breaking point, like that's when it kind of just like life walloped me.
Right.
Like, I don't know if you remember, that was the heaviest I've ever been in my life, the most unhappiest I've ever been in my life. Like, I didn't look like myself, you know? And once I got that like sense of that I can do anything because the people around me believed in that as well, like
Just flourished.
it just flourished. And that's why, like, we were talking before, it's very important who you consider family, who you consider in your circle. Like, I've always held you guys in, you know, such a high pedestal in my life, and so important to me because you guys feel the same way. It's like there's no time for settle. There's no time for settling. Like, people are like, oh, when you have kids, oh yeah, my kids will come on the road with me. Like,
right.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about it. Like,
Yeah.
it'll God, you know, I'm foreseeing what God has in store for me. And, you know, I didn't go to school for this. I didn't go to school for film. I didn't go to school for music industry. I was a dance major. I dropped out of college.
Right.
You know, so it's like everything that I've learned, it's just.
It's divinity. I mean, look, you don't stop, and then you see what happens. It's like we've been doing this for so many years. The moment that we stop, you could feel it different in your heart. Just you're not yourself.
You're not yourself.
You know? And that's something that I always commend you for. You never stopped. There was never a break. Even the times that you felt like you were taking a break, you kept doing it.
I kept doing it.
Right.
I know, I just was just unhappy, but I was doing it. Like, I was like, I can be doing so much more. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean I'm doing one music video a week? Like, you know, like that's obscene to me. No, it's true. But you know, it's just like, it's crazy as humans what we're capable of, and I just don't think people understand that.
Yeah, well, you said something that really stuck out to me, and this is our moment because we talked about we gonna go here.
The Godcast, baby.
The Godcast, right? Like, you said something about listening to that voice, and then you said like believing in yourself, and it's like when we truly understand that voice is one and the same, the voice of God and the voice of that you hear within yourself is one and the same, and you hear that as one voice and you listen to both, you mentioned you can do anything.
Anything.
You can do anything. Like, once you really listen to what God has planned for you, and when I say that, I don't want to I don't like to put even a label. I only say God because that's what we can refer it to. But that thing that's inside you, that thing that connects every one of us, that being, that whatever you want to call it, give it a name, that connects every human being, everything that exists in this world. Once you really tap into that, you can do anything.
Yes.
And that's what this whole idea of, us even coming on this platform and speaking for is, because at the very end, yeah, we talk, we have fun, we do our BS and talk about pop culture and all of this, but at the end of the day, we call this the Godcast for a reason. That is the message that we want to put out. Like, listen to the voice within you that is pushing you to do things that God has set out and planned for you. And
Yes.
anything will be possible.
Yes.
Anything. Like, if you at the lowest points in your life, you at the, you feel like you hit rock bottom, you at the crossroads, listen to that deep inner voice within you, and you won't even believe what will happen after.
Yeah. Don't ask God why, ask God, what do you want me to do?
Right.
And that's like the big thing is like, I'll be honest, like this is the thing, I've always been naive with mental health. And then I got older and mental health started to be a thing.
Yeah.
And, but once you learn that, not God, why? It's God, what do you want me to do? And listen, we're all going to fall short the glory of God.
Right.
You're going to always doubt yourself.
Right.
You see my recap this year? I spend a lot of times in my bed crying, upset, beating myself up.
Yeah.
Of course, that we're humans. We're allowed to feel those things.
It's not a destination, it's a journey.
Right. But, at the same time, like there's some point where you got to get up and figure it out. Like, you're not ever going to be stuck. And like another big lesson is that there's a difference between what the devil's trying to tell you and discernment of what God's trying to tell you.
That word discernment.
People don't understand, because there's a lot of times where people say like, oh, well, like there's a different language that the devil puts in your head than what is discernment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was just told I was given discernment from God not to do something, even though I know it would hurt the decision of my peers or my work peers. I had to make this decision because it was discernment that God gave me. Yeah. There's a difference in that, though, than from God being, from what we think God telling you is, you're not good enough. Don't do this. How can you achieve it?
Right.
There's been nothing in my head that tells me I can't achieve anything. Like, and everyone says, like, the other day, someone slid into I think it was today, someone slid into my DMs and they were like, so like, how are you so connected? Like, did you go to school for this? Like, no. What do you mean? I just got off my ass and worked. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can have the same thing I do. Like, just get up. Like, get up, go. Like, and stop staying in your same surroundings. Like, where I've been called to, like, I was a choreographer and a music video director. I'm full on scripting feature films, writing animated television shows, writing network television shows. I'm the head of television, scripted and unscripted TV development and film development for a company. I have my own company. Like, the shows that we're making are beyond anything that I've ever seen before, Being able to work with Justina and have films and TV shows placed with Kevin Hart, Paramount Network, like, and this is all just like, and Justina has the same like feeling that I do. It's like, we're gonna do whatever God calls us to do, and we're gonna just push it the way that the way that God intended it for us. So it's like, that's just like my big lesson I want people to learn. And by no means am I perfect. By no means do I not.
It's not the goal.
Like, but you just have to instill that.
Every year it just goes to the next level. That, like, I love the idea of Meek Mill talking about. It's levels to the shit. It's really levels to the shit. And you're like prime example of that. Everything that you dreamt of, you've done. You literally have done. You traveled the world. You said you were gonna go to the VMAs. You've gone to the VMAs. So it's like, what would have happened if you would have stopped? And that's what I've learned over the years. The moment that you take that pause, you look at the peers who are continuing doing it, they reach that level. So it's like, it's right there in front of you. Like, the moment that you're going to stop, you're going to see those same people who you were coming up with who continue to do it. They're going to be there. So it's up to you. You can either you keep continuing on what you're doing and your dreams, or you can stop and just watch from the sidelines.
Yeah, no. My mentors, like, that I literally danced on the side of the, I danced in New York City, in Times Square on a portable dance table because we didn't have much growing up. And my mom's like, you guys want to go to the Pulse? Pulse was a huge dance convention. You guys want to go to the Pulse? You guys want to go to dance competition? Like, let's raise some money. And we danced. We danced on the side of the New York City street and raised money for to do what we love and fulfill our passion. Those people that me and my brother danced for last year in 2025, that mentor, God bless his soul, one of the mentors had passed away, but Dave Scott called me and was like, Tiffany, I'm envious of what you've got, the product of what you have. And he wasn't saying in a negative way, and I'm not boasting about it. I don't think you understand, as someone who looked up to these people your entire lives, and then they're like, I want to work with you. How can I work with you? Shane Sparks is now I consider him a partner, my family. I used to dance in a sweatshirt that said Shane Sparks for president. Wow. That was one of the people I grew up, when I was growing up, I want to be Lori Ann Gibson. Be careful what you fucking wish for, man. Because be careful what you wish for, man. Because I'm producing, directing, and I'm doing all that shit. Be careful what you.
All of those people.
Be careful what you wish for. That's funny.
You should only pick one. You picked too many.
Be careful what you wish for.
That's another thing I wanted to mention about you. The beautiful thing about you, you inspire so many people under you, the youth. You know how many youth you taught how to dance, right? And you kept under your wing. There would be always somebody under your wing, right? And sad to say that, you do that, and then people don't even
they don't realize I'm doing it when I'm doing it.
Appreciate.
Yeah.
They take it for granted, or they'll get to a higher place and feel like, oh, they don't need you and stuff like that. We talk about this all the time.
No, because it's happened to you guys too. We've witnessed it on both ends, and that's the whole thing. That's the beauty of this whole journey, is that when people start doing that, that means they no longer serve you.
Right.
Wow.
And whatever knowledge that you passed on to them, that's up to them and God, what they want to do to that. But you can't. I
love that.
I had to let go of that a long time ago. I used to get really upset, and once I started, I let go of that and went on that healing journey. It's sure, you want to be me?
You telling me this?
You want to be?
I needed to hear this now.
You want to be me? Good.
Because I still feel some type.
Here's some shoes. Here you go.
I was having this
come
conversation.
Come take a step in my shoes for a day.
I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and I was telling them, listen, you got to realize sometimes you can't blame people for the decisions that make. Everybody, when we really we want to talk about God, when we look at this situation, we are all connected in this way, and people are in your life for a reason, and you are in that person's life for a reason. Mm-hmm. Now, when this person, say you get a person in your life and this is a negative person and you're getting negative experiences from that, God is trying to teach you something.
Yep.
If you don't learn the lesson, you're doomed to repeat it. Now, maybe God is trying to teach that person a lesson through you. And in the same way, if that you don't learn the lesson, if they don't learn the lesson, they're going to repeat it as well.
Yep.
So if you can gain your lesson from the experience that God is trying to teach you, and then you all right, I got my lesson, it's time to move on, don't worry about that person. They're going to get their lesson whenever they need to get it. You got yours, it's time to move on. That, I've been learning that a lot. I don't get mad at when people do dumb shit or people stab me in the back or anything anymore.
No more.
It's exactly what you said. It's just
they no longer serve you.
They no longer serve you. I got my lesson from you. Time to move on. You're gonna learn your lesson whenever you need it. I got mine. It's time to move on. And I elevate. I realize every time I do that, I elevate. It doesn't. I don't fight with what the fuck? Why did that?
Yeah.
No,
let it go.
You gotta and I posted about this on my yearly recap. We were talking about it inside. It said this year in 2025, I've learned to stop being afraid of loss. And it's because I've lost so much in my life. Like I told you, I came from a humble beginning. I came from a broken home. I put myself in scenarios and kept myself around people and doubted myself because I just wanted to feel comfortable and stop being afraid of loss. The best thing that can ever happen to you is loss. And it sounds very shallow to say, I know that there's a lot of loss that is very deep rooted. Death is unexplainable. You have to understand that God has a purpose for everything.
Well, it's not a loss, it's a lesson.
It's a lesson. It's gonna sound a little tone deaf to say, but if you really look into what I'm saying, even letting go of somebody that has passed away, I am not telling you that you are not entitled to, but you don't understand that maybe God is allowing you to grow. You took care of that person enough. You did enough for that person. It's time to and not every scenario is like that. So it is, it doesn't pertain to everything, but even things that are uncertain, stop worrying about loss. Let's worry about what God has in store.
Right.
You don't know the legacy. Look what happened with Michael Biddleman, how it was a heart-wrenching scenario, losing one of our closest friends. And I was on the radio show with him for years. We used to get snowed in together. How many studio days we would have together. We created things. It was a sudden loss, but let me tell you something, the legacy of Michael Biddleman, it makes me so proud that his friends and his family keep that legacy still alive. He's honored in Toys of Hope, which we're all still involved in. I just saw the other day at Gunther's how the legacy continues. They did Biddleman's toy drive for Toys of Hope. I've been on the board of that nonprofit for over 25 years. So it's just, loss is unfair. Loss is not a comfortable thing, but we just, in this year I have to, and my lesson is just, don't be afraid of loss. Don't be afraid of feeling because when I felt like I lost it all, I didn't realize that what the devil tried to put me back in my seat for, God was pulling he was pulling a rubber band to catapult me into my next career. And as soon as and when I mean a next career, I have a whole ass new career.
That's a fucking bar. God is pulling you. Yo, that's a that's a bar. God is pulling you away to catapult you. Oh my God,
I love that.
Fire,
and
bro.
it's dead serious. I witnessed it. I cried for weeks. What am I gonna do? God, why? God, why? Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. I was and you know what? It was 3 months, but in that 3 months, I just said, God, what do you want me to do? And every time I felt like I got one up, the devil kept hitting me down, because that's what happens. The devil tries to attack people. They're already on their ass because it's an easy target. And then also, the closer you are to God, it's an easy target as well.
Easy target.
It's the people that are in between that are kind of living okay. You know what I mean?
I don't need to worry about them, but this person.
But he knew I was down, and little do I know, it's in the past 4 months, what has happened to me, I'm like, This is what you were telling me to do. This is why you were telling me to walk out of these doors and feel this way and to do this and to do that. And let me tell you something, God multiplied everything. My relationships got better with my friends. People that I felt that I lost came back into my life and now serve me a beautiful purpose. Those relationships have flourished. People from the past, people from 15 years ago, 10 years ago that I thought I'd never see again. And then literally woke up one day and was like, holy shit, I'm making more money than I ever have in my life because people genuinely believe in me. God put me in a position to live out what he ordained for me. And it's just going to open up doors. So it's loss, it is a hard topic. And I know people have certain scenarios where you may not be aligned with what we're saying, but I still want you to realize that even in your loss, God is preparing something else for you.
Amen.
And that's it. I'm not telling you that, everything has happened for a reason. That I don't believe in that. I don't, I do think that there's purpose in everything. I don't think that everything happens for a reason, but I think that if you're intentful with God's purpose, you're just doing the movie version of what God did, what God has in store for you, He already gave you there's that Bible verse, footsteps. You're just doing the movie version of what God, and when you fail, it's because you got off those tracks.
It's like when they say, every setback is a setup for a major.
Hell yes, it's getting ready to catapult you, and I'm a testimony of that. And honestly, that was one of the one things I wanted to share today is don't be afraid, just go and whatever. There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening in the music industry. MTV closed down. People are losing jobs, getting laid off. And just don't worry about it. God has some things in store for you that's gonna take you to the next level. And we see, look at you guys, you guys are walking testimony of that. And we're all just getting started, just so we all know.
Yes, indeed.
That's a fact.
Okay, just getting started. If
But
you think
you-
I
you
felt like
hear
I
these
made it, I did
stories.
not.
You hear these stories all the time with the people who have been successful. It only makes sense, you know, that something is not given to you right away. It has to be the journey,
Yeah.
And I've learned that, you know, enjoy the journey and forget about the destination, because you may get to that destination and not enjoy it.
Right.
You might get to that destination and be like, what's next? Because that's exactly what happened to me. I got there and I was like,
Yeah.
well, now what?
Yeah.
Or you get to that destination and implode.
Yeah.
Or be in jail. Or
It falls
get
apart from it.
catch a charge.
Yeah.
All of that is just part of the journey. And it's just like, you got to just stay focused and, you know, and just stay on it. I'm so grateful for so many people in my career that, like, I'm like, one of the coolest things I have to say is that people that brought me into this are people that are still fucking doing it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of their only jobs, and they do it intentfully, and they do it purposefully, and that's really cool that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, to say that the people who have shaped me, like, are still running. We're all still running the same game.
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's goody? I'm sorry to disturb your episode right now, but I need you to do something real quick. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all right? Take a minute, just go and do that, and we'll get you right back to the episode, all right?
Do it.
Go.
Yeah, I mean, everything that's been happening has been preparing us for what's always
Yes.
there and what's to come. You know, it's been preparation.
Mm-hmm.
So when we walk in those rooms, we already know because we have the experience. And, you know, that, like you said, that idea of being molded and just growing, embrace that. And don't think that you're supposed to get it right away. And it's supposed to come right away, because you may get it right away and then not be prepared.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, you got to be prepared. Like, now when we walk in rooms and do certain things, it's like, oh, we did that. Been there. When we ready to talk to people like, oh my God, you talk so great. You know how to speak. It's like, because you know how many years I've been doing this?
How many years you been doing? Do you know whose wing I was under?
So,
Want to pivot?
yeah, I wanted to show
Let's
a clip.
go some clips. Let's do some.
I wanted to show a clip because we were speaking about lessons.
Instead of seeing time as linear and feeling like I would be going back if things from my past were hard, I've recently thought about it instead as a spiral. So, like a tree, we grow outwards. Let's say something really horrible happens and it interrupts our growth. It's going to be really hard to get around it, but we can. Now, here's what changed my life. When we get back to the same spot in time, we're not going backwards, we're just having to regrow around it. And then when we go back again, we're regrowing around. So when we revisit the same thing again and again, we're still healing, and we will heal, but we're going back and revisiting it. However, it's because we're growing outward that it's coming up again. Not because we're falling back, but because we're growing outwards.
Genius.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I love that. And then I love that eventually you'll get to the point where you don't have to go around it. You'll just be going and not going around that thing anymore. But it might take a couple times for you to have to go around that specific thing to pass it.
To pass it. That's a great healing lesson. And I think people need to, like, actually start visualizing, because it's true, because you don't realize, like, it eventually, as soon as it's like, once you visually saw it, and then she went the third time, and she didn't have to go around.
You don't have to go around it no more.
You don't have to go around it no more, and it's so true when it comes to
Or you don't
healing.
have to come in contact with it, because you're still going around it, but you're not hitting it directly because you're going outward.
Yeah.
You know,
sometimes it might hit you like, why is this thing still bothering me? It's like, no, you're growing. You're just going around it.
You're
like,
going around
it. Might still, come up. It might still bother you, but eventually you'll get to the point where it's like, oh, it's not even there.
It's not even there no more.
And that's like the idea, like when we were talking about relationships, like that's what I thought about. When you're dating somebody, you're going to keep coming to that point of view where that person keeps contacting you and things like that, and then it's like, are you gonna keep hitting that wall, or are you gonna go around it? And the more you keep going around it, you eventually get there.
It eventually heals. I'll tell you that in a relationship, like I don't think I'm still not healed from my past, and I've probably been around that thing like 8 times. It's been years.
There's a long line.
It was a long line, but that's okay.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
that's okay,
Yes.
and that's like what people need to start understanding is that it's really okay to feel those ways. But again, it comes back to stop asking God why. Start asking God what you want me to do. Because again,
Yes.
if you look at that visualizer, you'll get around there faster maybe if you
Right.
listen to what he's trying to do.
Just keep going.
That's true.
going
You get
forward.
around faster.
You'll get around
yeah.
faster and then if you keep asking why, you're not moving backwards, but you're stuck. You kind of just stay there for a sec.
You stay there for a second. Yeah, that's true. And I think that's what every lesson in our life, I mean, I think these things are supposed to occur for us to learn from it and move forward, like I said, to prepare you for what's to come in the future. So it's like God could be saying, I can't give you this yet until you learn this lesson.
Okay, so I'm a huge believer in that. I know that that's why I haven't found my husband. I know that that's why I haven't climaxed financially in my career. I know because I am not ready for it yet. There's a lot, that's another thing that you need to be mindful of in healing yourself and growing. You need to realize that not that God's gonna grant you when you're worthy of it, but how can God give you something if you're just gonna let it fall apart?
Yeah, fall apart. So when you say that, what do you, and this is if you mind sharing, because I'm
No,
gonna share
I don't mind. I mean,
mine too. What do you think is your thing? You don't have to say like specific, but what is your thing that is like blocking you from? Because I feel the same way. I feel like, and I can say my example. My example is lust. And the idea of like, we have these talks all the time, how I say, I don't want to watch no more pornography, and all these things like that. I'm not no freak, like,
No, you're a normal human. I mean, a lot of people do, yeah.
Human, but I know that if I can conquer this idea of lust and temptation, then I'll be ready for being successful, because who's to say that, you know, I'm successful and then now I have all these women and things coming and then I fall apart because
you
I
haven't
did not
tamed your love.
tame that lust and temptation. So
it's
that's
true.
a journey that I've been on like for years, honestly, and I'm getting better and better and better, but it's like I'm still knowing like the moment I conquered this idea, then I think I would be open and ready for the blessings to just overflow.
Just to go over. I know what mine is. Mine is settling. I settle for people that make me feel good but are not good. You know, like because like even though someone's a good person or they're really good looking or they make you happy, it doesn't mean that that person is for you. And my thing is, I need to learn that. I need to learn like that this person isn't for me. Maybe they're a good friend, you know, like, you know, whatever it may be, but it's not for you. And I need to have discernment in realizing what is for me and what is meant for me and what's not. I know there's obviously other factors, you know, that I have to deal with a lot, some with mental health, and, you know, there's a lot of cobwebs that I have to do. I was in a very long-term relationship, you know, that wasn't well. You guys know that. But I do believe that it's like, it's settling. And, you know, I did it again, and I had to reprogram myself into stop saying, oh, Tiffany, you're not good enough. No, that's not it. And that's what I need to learn, because I don't need to bring that not good enough mentality into a relationship that's ordained by God, because that will sabotage it. So yeah, it's like, you know, I'm getting there. I know that I'm getting there. I could feel it. I could taste it. You know, that's why I am trying to date, you know. But I saw something on Instagram the other day, and it was a meme, and it was like, don't worry if you're not married yet. Like, maybe your husband's a millionaire and you're just not in his tax bracket. But wait, I'm not thinking like money-wise.
Yeah.
Let's talk about tax brackets and quality of people or frequencies of people.
Richness of soul.
I read that differently. I was like, wait, I haven't walked through the room where my partner and me will be able to walk through together. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm not dumbing anyone down. I am in these big rooms with high frequencies all the time, and it's hard for me to find a partner that can join that room.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with them. We're just in two different frequencies. I'm not better. I'm not anything else. I'm just on a way different
frequencies.
Way too different frequencies.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't belong in the frequencies of your room.
Right.
I don't. So that's what I need to learn, and that's when I think God will start to. And when but once I saw that tax bracket thing, I was like, it made me think. I was like, wait, that's so true. It's so true. It's just it's not there yet.
And what do you think you're doing to get closer to that goal of,
being in alignment?
This year in 2025, like we were talking about, like I want to get healthier all around. And it's not about, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to stop drinking. Like, let's be realistic. We're all humans. Like, and I'm also like, I'm not one of those people where I'm going to be like, this is my goal. And then I'm going to do it. Like I lost 90 pounds in less than a year. And it wasn't because I was like, I'm going to go to the gym every day. That's not how it happened. Like, you just have to start being kinder to your body and start making long-term decisions for yourself. I am going to fall short. Like I said to you, like, all right, I'm going to have a semi-dry January.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with myself. I love espresso martinis with reposado. I be straight bold-faced lying, and everybody on this podcast be like, I saw that bitch yesterday at Robbie's. She down 6. No, I'm just kidding, but maybe. But yeah, like, but just like slowly but surely, because what I know is when I'm the healthiest version of myself, I have clarity in my head.
Right.
So clarity, and a lot of the anger and decisions and the bad things that I've made have been based off of bad decisions that I've made before that. So what that person may have done to me is very wrong, but because I'm heightened by so many other things and unhealthy choices, it makes it easier to react.
Right.
So
I love that you said clarity, because I went to church today and we specifically prayed for clarity this year. 2026, I pray for clarity. It's like,
and that was like, you mentioned that word discernment before, because that's my resolution for this year, being able to have more clarity, but to have the discernment to make the right decisions. Like, it's really that's the thing. It's like, there's a path for you already made, and you have to have the discernment to be on that path. Like, because there's many paths you can take, and maybe they all lead to the same destination, or to all the paths align at one point. But one path is going to be harder, one path is going to be easier. And sometimes you may need to take that hard path, but just to have the discernment to put you on the path that's going to put you at peace and ease and move and get on that journey that you want to be on, nice and, easy. That's what I'm, aligning myself with for this year, like that clarity.
That clarity, and that's what it comes from, just being the healthier version of yourself. Like, for me, it's like, I know it's mental, it's physical. I'm big on accountability. I'm a big on that. I think you guys know me for many years. You know that as well as I've been wrong, I have no problem being like I was wrong. I will tell you why I did it, but I'll tell you I was wrong.
I feel like that's.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell you why, but I'm be like, but you are allowed to say why.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a backwards apology. This is why this happened. I'm gonna vent about it till I feel better, and then I'm gonna apologize and say I'm sorry. And accountability, I think that's like a big thing, and like showing up for yourself, being accountable for your actions, being accountable for your career, accountable for your decisions. Like, that's a huge thing, is like, you need to learn how to be accountable, and don't worry about your setback. We're only human. If you did something really bad, stop. Like, stop in your tracks, take a deep breath. Or like I said, do you have to vent? Do you have to take a deep breath? Do you have to take a shower? Do you have to go for a run? Do you have to go for a walk? And then go back and be accountable. And that's the best we can do as humans. Like, I listen, I am the furthest thing from perfect. And I will tell you that, and there's a lot I have to learn, but these are things that I've been practicing, that I've noticed that I'm slowly getting as I learn, and I've made a lot of mistakes in the past that people have brought to my fruition, that showed me, and that, I just have to, we all fall short, and we all just got to start leading in that way, clarity, discernment, accountability.
Well, I believe y'all been taking some, practices which we wanted to speak about. Like you said, alcohol is one of those.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah,
you said there was a study too about decline.
Oh yeah. I saw that there's a decline in sales for alcohol
Yes,
companies.
it's a very big deal. Everybody's kind of flipping out about it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it
People in
seems like-
nightlife are not doing. They're not happy
young
about
people
it.
are stopping to drink, and it's weird because I made that decision for this year to take a break from drinking as well, and then I saw that post and I was like, wow, like what? And then you said that today, that having a dry January, and I'm like, wow, what's happening? Like why are we in such alignment? And like every it's a collective thing that's happening. A lot of people are taking that stand, and I'm like, why is that?
I think we're in spiritual warfare.
Yes, indeed.
And we don't, even people who aren't in line with God, they are 100% feeling it. Everybody is feeling the spiritual warfare. So they're trying to take, and this doesn't go for everyone, but I think that people are making a conscious, like, I don't want to do this because if I do this,
You're leaving yourself open for that.
Yeah, and also there's like a change, there's a change in our generations and like what their addictions are. For our generation growing up, it was nicotine, weed, drugs, alcohol. This generation doesn't have that. It's a new generation where they've been told, like Dare finally set in. Dare didn't work for us.
Right.
No, but Dare set in our kids that people are having kids.
What's the
They
dog?
have an addiction of the fucking phone.
Addiction,
Right.
yeah, that's
a big
that's a
thing,
whole
too.
other addiction, so, I guess no generation is perfect, but that is a fact that like the decline of alcohol and, for me, like I enjoy alcohol all the time. Like I'm not trying to stop, it's just more like I want to wake up and I told you I want to wake up and put the red light on my face and like, walk the dog. I got a new baby, I got a new pit bull.
It's just about having control. Like, it's the same thing with the social media. Like I'm doing alcohol, social media, and sex, like fast, basically. So like, it's just about having control.
Ain't taking it all out now. Let's not get crazy.
No, that's
I've been fasting from a couple of those things for a long time now. Don't start.
Everyone has their own journey.
You see my style has changed.
But it is what it is. It's just about having control, I think, for me. It's about having control, discipline, and be able to say, hey, I'm going to drink when I want to or I feel like it, not because I feel like I have to. Like, I knew that was I felt like that for me. Like, I would go out and I feel uncomfortable. Now I got to drink. And it's like, all right, what is that? Why do I feel like I need to drink because I'm uncomfortable? No, sit in the uncomfortability or figure out why that you have to drink when you're uncomfortable or,
Or why are you even uncomfortable? Maybe you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could lead to another thing,
Yeah, if you're feeling sad or depressed now, you're making the phone call or the text, come over,
and making bad decisions.
Calling people you shouldn't call, or sending
doing the things you're supposed to do.
Right. So it's about having control. I think that for me, and maybe everybody else is on the same wavelength, and that's what's happening. Like they're like, no, I want to have control of this.
Well, I do think we are on the same wavelength. It's kind of like that TV show you showed me. What is it called?
Pluribus?
You ever watched that one? Oh man, that one. If you want to talk about it, that's a good TV show, man.
It's just about alignment. Like it's like this I guess it's virus. It says virus, but not a virus. Like that comes from space, but not from space. And it's about it. Like it infects the people of Earth, and just it's kind of something that just gets everybody connected. Like everybody becomes one. The whole world becomes one thing, one mind. And there's a select few people that don't get the connected. So we kind of travel and see through their eyes, but it's like one of those things that I'm like, I would love for us to be all become one thing.
It's crazy you say that because it's like, would that be the best thing in the world or would that be the worst
That's what I was
thing
gonna.
in the world?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Probably not.
I mean, if you were on the outside and you see everybody connected as one, would you join or would you do your own thing?
There'll be no war, no fighting.
Yeah, they're like
no
cleaning up
murder.
the
But then look, in the Bible it says that when we reach that point, that's the end of the world.
That's it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because what else is there?
So-
What is life?
Right.
If we,
So, and that doesn't just say it in the Bible, that says it in multiple
It makes
religious
sense.
books.
that
It
makes
does.
sense. Does.
So like, I don't know if that's really a thing of like if it's good or bad. I think what, one thing that like we all need is, like you said, to find that connectivity where it's like, stop getting out of the spiritual warfare because we're all fighting with each other for no reason.
Yes.
Disagreeing with one another is not making a difference. Hate to break it to you. You want to be active about it, be vocal about it, and go out and do something. There's so many different programs like that you can join and be active about it. And being in disagreement is one of the most beautiful things that we have the opportunity to have. The fact that I can think differently than you and communicate, it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
I never look at people less than me or more than me, what they think in, whether it's politically or religiously or this and the next, like, you would pray to the spaghetti monster. Good for you. I'm happy you have a higher power.
Yeah.
In AA, that says you should have
Scientology people.
It's just like whatever you believe. That's you. Just don't.
Yeah, it's just the idea of the hate of or judging of what other people want to do.
I love diversity. Like I love the fact that we're all diverse. And it's just.
Yeah, that's what makes the world. Like you said, that's what makes life. If we don't have that,
we were all
then
the
what is
same.
life?
What would be if we were all the same? Then we would all like K-pop.
Right.
We would all like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we would all like think about it, we would all love Taylor Swift, which I'm not a fan of. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Me too.
that
Sorry.
sounds horrible. Sorry, T Swift. I'm not a hater. I'm just not a Swiftie.
Listen, we got a chance to meet her too, right? Did you see her perform during the Xfactor?
I did see her rehearse.
Yeah, they were like, oh, Taylor Swift's downstairs. Go if anyone wants to see her. I'm like, no, thank you. Sorry. Everybody went
You're
to
like,
go see
you're like,
her.
I just worked with Brian Friedman today. I'm breaking a sweat. Like,
I'm good. No, thank you.
So, what is next for you? What are you working on? What is to come? I know you mentioned something briefly about some travel plans coming up, but what are you doing in the near future?
I am in my film era, which I've always been in, but I am highly focused on film production, scripted and unscripted television, feature films, and that's where I want to embody and lay. I told you that, it's that point where I want to be in a relationship. I want to, 33, start thinking about having kids. It's not like an immediate thing, but like, this is just good for me. I create, and then I go out and I make it, and then I come back. And I travel a lot. I'm very blessed. I do have a lot of artists that I still work for, and that I'm blessed to have around me, that are extremely talented. But this year is just the year of elevation. And like I said, when God catapulted me into a new career, it's like crazy. Like, I don't even want to say the number, but let's just say there's double digits of shows that I'm developing at once, and it's like multiple like outlets, facets, different types, this and the next, and I'm very blessed. So it's like, I want to stay focused on that and learn my craft and perfect it. And I'm excited for what's to come in that realm, and whatever God, has in store for me will. I am working on something very special, that I think will showcase the Long Island culture. And that's gonna really just like put us on the map, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, I'm in my producer writing era, and I love it.
Nice.
I never thought that I'd be doing that, but I'm obsessed with it. And, I still have my knowledge. I can't get the management bone out of me,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, no, you're a connector. You're, a relator. You really are beautiful at that. So.
Yeah, but you will see everything that I'm working on. It will come out this year, a lot of it. Shout out to like G2F Media, Greg, and also what I'm working on with the children's shows. Like, I'm very blessed. And then, and everything that I have also working with my other, independently. It's really awesome. And I'm really excited to just let it flourish and just see it come into fruition. Like, I worked my ass off for this, and I'm doing it, and I'm doing it well, and it's really cool to like actually sit and write and watch my shit
Beautiful.
on like actual television.
Right. Well, we are extremely proud of you.
Oh, I'm proud of you guys.
Love you. We are so grateful to have you in our lives and to, to come through and just be, such a wonderful friend, a wonderful family member, and we locked in for life.
Locked in for life. There's no doubt in that. We know that.
No doubt. So we appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming on.
You are the making moves queen.
Stop it. Queen. I appreciate you guys.
We didn't even get into the nitty gritty. Hopefully we can have you come back.
Yeah,
we got so many stories.
So many stories.
Footage we can show. So you are one of those people, like I said, that would help drive home this idea of what this podcast is for, and that's to tell the stories that weren't recorded on social media because there wasn't no social media. So, I mean, you guys
you have no idea what you're watching. It's not just incredible because I'm saying it. Their careers, their lives, the things they've accomplished, and I think people have a lot to learn from your shifts. I don't want to ever call them losses. Remember, we're gonna stop calling that, but your shifts and things of that sort. This is an exciting thing, and I'm blessed to be on it, and I'm really making moves is it, and I love that you guys call it a Godcast because it's all God ordained.
Yes, indeed.
Right. So thank you so much once again, not only to our guests today, but to you, our viewers who are watching, who are tuned in right now. We appreciate your love and support. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we're just so grateful, so blessed just to be here. Anything else?
Listen, if you ain't making moves, if you standing still, you ain't making moves.
Much love.